someone's stealing a car. Looks underneath, the brackets are just peeling off the frame. Quick thing about me, I didn't technically finish high school.
What's up, y'all? We're over here at Izzy Fab Shop. We've returned. It's been a while since we've been here. Izzy's gonna share with us some of the projects that he's working on, the new additions to the shop, some secret projects that he's working on, just lots of stuff going on here.
Yeah, so I think
Izzy Fab is busy.
I think right now we have like 16 trucks here, maybe more. I'm not sure. I don't really want to count.
Real quickly, Izzy, tell us about this thing, man. In three seconds or less.
A center-mounted luxury pre-runner built off a Silverado cab. This uses the GMT 900 body style, which is the 07 to 13.
Love this body style, dude.
My favorite. I've built almost every truck, and these have the best bones to build a pre-runner in my honest opinion, which is probably why a lot of other big name shops are kind of specialized in these trucks as well. Real quick crash course knowledge into the Silverado platform. 99 to 06 is a great year. They're beautiful. The cat eyes look great. They don't have a fully boxed frame. The steering rack is about half the size of a GMT 900. Then you get into the 07 to 13. That's when they introduced a fully boxed frame, slightly thicker on the gauge of steel, and then with the fully boxed frame, it increased the strength drastically. Then you get into the new Gen 4 LS series of motors, which are a lot more powerful. Halfway through the GMT 900 series, they came out with the 6-speed transmissions, the 6L80s, and those are way more bulletproof than like the 4L65s, 4L70s that came in the earlier model GMT 900s, which was the predecessor to the 4L60, which came in the GMT 800s.
Right.
And then, so those trucks are awesome. They have hydraulic steering, they're LS-based platform, you know, fully boxed frames, and then they're kind of like one of the last years where it had a ton of the, you know, kind of newer electronics per se, but still had a lot of more like mechanical drivetrain components such as the hydraulic steering and stuff like that. And then you go into the 14 plus stuff, then you have a ton of electronics, a ton of systems that when you delete one system, it doesn't communicate with one another and it causes problems, check engine lights, etc. They have electric power steering racks. The electric steering just...
a big disadvantage for off-road.
Yeah, they're weak, they short out when they get wet, they crack easily. So yeah, so we ended up developing a hydraulic conversion for those trucks just because it was not even worth trying to do anything with those steering racks.
Dude, all bow tie guys, this is talking to all the bow tie guys right now. Dang, that's really good. So if you guys are thinking into getting into a Chevy, right, and you want to do this type of stuff, something to consider. Yeah. Maybe you just increase the value of some of those things right now. Izzy, damn it. Yeah, everybody's all, cool. Well, so there's this beast, the luxury pre-runner. Again, guys, congratulations on this build, Izzy. It's such an awesome, like, accomplishment. And I think like me and the rest of the internet world has been like rooting for you with this thing, and we're stoked, man. So, you know, right? Everybody congratulate Izzy. Hell yeah.
So this is our very first I-beam truck that we've ever built.
Hold on, truck number one, truck number two, go for it.
So this is the first time that we have a set of beams that we built. I think the last I-beam truck we did was a Bronco that went to SEMA back in 2017. We've always just been A-arm guys, you know, and like nothing against the beams, just nothing we really ever got into until this truck. So a little story on this belongs to a buddy of ours, his name's Josh. We did a full prep on this truck about 2 years ago, fixing things, redoing things, powder coating all this stuff. He picked the truck up and the next day went to the desert, and unfortunately he hit one of those big washouts in the middle of the desert and didn't see it at like 60 miles an hour. So completely destroyed the front of the truck after we just spent all this time and spent all the money going through it. Literally he had like 30 minutes of driving the truck.
30 minutes in the truck's prepped, ready to go, and you hit a gnarly washout. It's like a giant rain run.
Yeah, exactly.
Like out of nowhere, and they're unexpected.
Like 6 feet deep, like 8 feet across.
Oh my God.
60 miles an hour to a dead stop.
Into a wall.
Yeah, essentially into a wall, and it folded the frame up about like 6.5 degrees or so.
Jesus.
So bent the frame,
here we are.
buckled everything, caved the cross members in. So it was so bad, it was pretty much like a full rebuild. I think he had a little bit of a sentimental value with the truck. Yeah. So he ultimately made the decision to just try to save what we can and rebuild it.
Let's chop the front off. Yeah.
So that's when we decided beams were probably the best option for this truck, as opposed to redoing a full custom A-arm setup, because no one makes anything for these trucks as it is. It was already like a one-off kit, so it would have been a whole nother one-off kit, and to do the cross members and bulkheads and everything, or if we center mounted it, and it just wasn't really an option. When we decided that, you know, we didn't have any beams, and my buddy Mitch makes a really badass beam set. So what we did is we basically got together and gave him the specs that I was looking for. I wanted everything to be TIG welded. In our normal fashion, we want to do a 4130 TIG welded front suspension kit.
Yeah.
And so he catered this exactly to our specs, our track width, everything. And then we sent him like a frame rail bulkhead setup for him to implement his beam setup on, which is pretty much what you see here.
Yeah.
Things were obviously tweaked around to fit the LS platform with the 480, but essentially what it is an entire front replacement clip that can go on almost any truck. It's basically from like trans cross member forward is a whole clip. So it includes LS drivetrain mount for the 480 and the LS motor. It includes the swing set, steering mounts, the motor mounts, everything is preset. So we can build the whole thing on a fixture on a table.
That's
and then
awesome,
just set it
man.
onto the truck. And from there, we just start running our tube assembly. So then we hand do all the tube work for the engine cage, just
Voila.
tie everything in together. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy, man. There's only one other guy we know with a beam Toyota out there. And that's Georgie. That thing's bad. Hopefully this thing will be out there with them. They'll be beam Toyota brothers.
The whole thing was he's like, man, I want a Darren Parsons Toyota, like
Okay.
Darren's Ranger for
Yeah.
Toyota. And I was like, well, immediately I was like, okay, well, we got to do like 4130 center mount radius arms, like big boy beam set. And that's essentially kind of
And there it is.
how it turned into this.
And here it is, dude. Hell yeah, dude. This thing's cool, man. Can't wait to see the progress on this thing.
Not sure who the original builder was.
Yeah.
I believe it was like a backyard fabrication.
Yeah, dude, when there's sentimental value with something, you know, and the truck has proved to work, make it work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Take a quick little peek at this guy.
It's crazy how light these things are.
I took off and put all these bedside questions over here.
All right, later, bro. I'll see you
Brought
tomorrow.
Scarlett with me today. She's my little assistant camera person today. Thank you, Scar. She's like, when am I getting paid? Already, right? Pretty much.
We'll just see how many trucks we got here,
Let's
guys.
see. All right, Izzy.
Okay.
Truck number 3.
All right, so this truck is, we call this our like Statue of Liberty shop mascot.
Okay.
This truck has been here since we moved to this location. The whole deal with this is the owner is super cool, dude. He came to us while we were at just max capacity and he's like, I want to do a build. And I was like, man, we're like a year out. So he waited the whole time. Then he brought the truck in and basically told us like, hey man, I know we just want to do this, but if you take your time, I can spend more money and we can do more things.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not in a rush for it at all, man. He's like, I've owned it since 2003. I bought it brand new.
Hell
like,
yeah.
He's like, I just want it done by you guys only. I don't want anyone else doing it.
Right
and
on.
he's like, I just want it all fully built. I just don't have all the money, but the longer you take, the more money I can spend.
Right.
So little by little, we pretty much just kind of work with him on the, you know, where he's at. We pretty much, every time we get to like a certain amount, we send him an invoice and then wait for him to pay it, and then we kind of build it up and we kind of just like work it off from there, depending on how much he can spend. And you
What
know.
a nice guy. You guys are good people over here.
Well,
Izzy.
it helps us.
Yeah, it helps everybody.
If we're stuck on a job waiting for parts, it's kind of like that's like the back burner truck that like, oh, okay, we'll work on Junior's truck right now because we're waiting on this or whatever.
So you guys just can't let this thing go either.
Yeah,
It just
so
means a lot to you
it
guys
kinda
now.
does. This is actually like the first like big GMT 800 build that we've done. A lot of our GMT 800 stuff was developed for this truck.
Okay.
So originally when it came in, it was just for a Blitzkrieg long treadle install. And then it turned into doing a full engine cage. And then we didn't have swing set steering, so we hand did one. So the very first version of our 800, I did all by hand. So
Wow.
if you look in it, it doesn't look like our normal billet, like fancy, bougie stuff that you see
Yeah,
on the
you built
internet.
this by hand,
This
dude.
is all hand done stuff. So just to get the geometry out of it and figure it all out. He's like, I'm close to saving up for a drivetrain. So then we did a crate, GM Performance 6.0. We did
Wow.
a 480. And then we
All
got
the good stuff.
All the good stuff. The friend's been like this for like a year and a half or so. We got to this point, and he's like, quote me for the rear. And he's like, let's just do a short course link. So next thing you know, we're like, okay, let's do a short course link. So then we started talking about that, and then I'm like, well, if we're gonna do it, dude, we should shorten it. So, but he wants to keep the bed. So we actually developed a complete replacement frame rail. So you can take an extended cab Silverado, cut it at a specific location. This whole frame kit that we sell slides in, and it includes a C-notch built into it for more up travel, and it shortens it to a 5.5 foot bed from a 6.5 foot bed. So you have like the now like 134 wheelbase that's similar to like a trophy truck, super stubby. So it's going to be like one of those stubby unicorn trucks that everyone geeks out over.
Okay.
it wasn't like that factory.
Heck yeah.
So we just went, sourced a bed from the junkyard, and you know,
went from there.
Just make it work.
Dude, heck yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I'm really stoked for this guy, man.
So
really hoping he gets behind the wheel sometime, and that's freaking epic, dude. It's cool for you guys to work with him, man.
Yeah.
So this dude's had this truck since 2003. Pretty awesome to see. I've had my truck for about that long too, so I know what they mean by the sentimental value, you know what I mean? Freaking awesome. Very cool to see him sticking with it. Stick with it, dude. Don't give up. Truck number 4.
All right, so this truck belongs to our buddy Grant. Grant, same deal, came to us a while back, wanted to do a full build, full luxury pure build, basically everything minus like the tube chassis center mount, but all out on everything else. All out on drivetrain, all out on interior, everything. We just started this one probably about a year and a half ago. So this one's been a little slow, I'm not gonna lie on that one. This has basically all of our big boy parts on it as far as, you know, the front end goes. He has our newer swing set steering. This one doesn't have a billet center link. It's this still when we were doing the fabricated center link.
Okay.
It has billet swingers, and we do a horizontal swing set, so it follows the camber curve of the spindle.
Okay.
And so it virtually eliminates all bump steer. They work really well. You can steer them with one hand.
It's amazing, dude. And then these are available on the site or like made to order kind of deal?
So all our GMT 900 stuff is mostly on the site. We've been pretty good about that, keeping that stuff up, but like all like our big boy expensive parts, we've been good about keeping that stuff on their website. That's all.
And how is it like people like building those dang things, huh?
Yeah. These, dude, I think these trucks seem to be some of the more popular trucks to build, like the 07 to 13s.
Okay.
So he has the swing set, aftermarket 4130 boxed cross members, and then he's running our 4130 J-arm race kit. So this kit cycles a little over 20 inches of travel. It runs a 3.0 coilover with a 4.5 bypass.
Whoa.
And bump off the upper arm. We have a billet upper arm option that you see here. Runs a 12 volt snout, so you can go either 2.0 or 2.5 race hub. Everything's set up to work with like 6 piston brakes. It's basically just as close as we can get a front end of these trucks without center mounting it.
Right.
Get those big numbers, big shocks.
Dude, 20 inches plus to travel with this is 21, you said?
Yeah, it's like 20.8 inches before bumps and strap. We strap them at like 19.5, 20.
That's insane, man. That's a lot of freaking travel, dude, for not going center mount.
Stock chassis stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing.
So the interior's gutted, ready for the cage. We're waiting on laser for the cage. And the rear
looks pretty gnarly. Tell us about the rear.
So the rear is just our standard back half kit that we make. So
this is your guys' design?
Yeah, so the center mount O'Neill truck runs the same back half as this. The only difference is the frame kicks. This is set up for an extended cab truck.
Okay.
So essentially we have the exact same back half. We just changed this point down here so that it works for either extended cab or a crew cab truck. So another quick, I guess, fact about the 800 to 900s is on these years, they stretch the cab in different locations than on the 800s. So on the 800s, they did it underneath the driver door. And then on these trucks, they did it behind the cab. So because of that, we have to have a different frame kick. Basically mimics this top profile so we can run all the same tube work, and then it kicks down here to land where it lands on extended cab frame. But on the 800s, we use the same frame kick for a crew cab and an extended cab. Because of where they shortened them. I learned that one the hard way.
Just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
Dang it.
Cut a set out, it didn't fit, and I was like, oh, great.
And what years are those again?
The 900's 07 to 13, and 800 is 99 to, I guess 99 to 07 technically.
Got it.
They did the split year 07. But yeah, so it's running all the standard stuff. It's all 4130 back half, TIG welded with our billet trailing arms and billet upper links.
Freaking beautiful billet trailing arm, man. And this is what you have on the O'Neill truck, right?
He's running the 4130s, so he got links before
beautiful
we had these out.
Dude, these are so gangster, dude. My gosh.
The biggest thing is just, dude, we're so busy that we just don't have time to weld stuff anymore. Links take so long to weld and assemble.
It makes sense.
It's it's almost about a week to put a set of links together. If you factor the 40 hours we would spend putting some TIG welded ones, we can do that on another job while a machine runs this, and we can sell them for the same profit margin.
Yeah.
And then, but now we spend that 40 hours doing something else. So
working on the truck itself.
We can get more stuff done, get customers' vehicles out quicker. And it's just, at the end of the day, we are a small shop. You know, it's me. I have 3 full-time guys and then 1 part-time or 2 part-time guys.
But yeah, man, it's true. I mean, for an off-road shop, that's big, but for what you guys are trying to do, like
Yeah.
you need bigger to make it. You need more people in a sense to make it happen.
And then at the end of the day, I'm still in the shop every day too. It's like trying to run the business side and do all this. It's like, it's hard, dude. I know it's like
crazy,
that's
dude.
just the fabricator game, though. I mean, almost everyone I know that runs a shop, they're in the same boat.
Yeah,
it's tough, man. It's
the
tough.
balance
to do
of it all, bro. The balance. Well, Izzy, good job. This thing looks amazing. Can't wait to have this thing out there. Tell us about this guy, man. This is truck number, what am I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Truck number 5.
So
Bing.
this truck belongs to Rome. So Rome's truck's cool. This one's got a little bit of sentimental value to me. Not as much as another truck in here. We'll get to that one later. But this truck was actually done by me and Steven at S&P Fab, maybe circa 2015, so 9 years ago. People that don't know, I used to work for Steven at S&P back in the day. He's a really good buddy of mine. I have a lot of respect for that dude. Super talented dude. So we did this cage and front engine cage and kit install when I worked for Steven. As you can see, it's pretty rusty. It has an OG Missoula kit. So this is when Chris was doing the 4130 TIG welded kits, which I know he hasn't done in years. So it has a brand new OG Missoula TIG welded race kit on it. Probably one of the only brand new ones left in existence.
Wow.
It's just been hanging on the truck for years. So we did the whole front end. Everything's 100% hand done. Everything's MIG welded on this truck. And it was just one of those things that for whatever reason, it didn't get finished. Years went on, and eventually when he had hit Steven back up, Steven was just at capacity, and he basically was like, dude, he's like, Izzy makes all that stuff, just hit up Izzy. He's like, I know you did a lot of the work on the truck. He's like, would you mind finishing it? And I was like, dude, I would love to. It's cool to see, like, you know, there's definitely a lot of things that I do differently now. Yeah. You know, and then some stuff was, you know,
having access to CAD and all these like engineer dudes that you know, and you know, things have changed, but it's so cool that you guys were able to do this by hand in so many different ways, you know?
There's some cool stuff on this truck, like on the A-pillar. I spent like a day or at least gutting the A-pillar to lay the tube into it, so there's no sheet metal needed. The tube lays in and it'll get TIG welded directly to that A-pillar shell.
Nice.
So you don't have to do like a sheet metal tie-in. It kind of just lays in, so then when you go to interior it, you can kind of put like factory style A-pillars back on and hide it all.
Nice.
And, you know, little things like that. All the AC vents are 100% intact. Still got a long way to go, but so that's cool. So
no, that's cool, man.
So now, fast forward 8-9 years later, here we are doing the back half. So now he's getting our standard back half, which is just like what you see on the O'Neill truck and Grant's truck and all the trucks we do. This has a little bit of an updated version. So this has the Bolton bump stop version.
Okay, and that's on that side, yeah.
Which is kind of a newer item. King came out with a few years back, which just, they look trick, they're cool, they're a lot easier for as far as maintenance and, you know, working on the truck to remove. So we're
I'm sure having to deal with like bump stop cans or servicing them could be a pain in the ass.
Warped bump stop out of a warped can is not fun.
Yeah,
it's done it, dude. So, you know.
So this just makes it easier, and it's a really cool setup.
Exactly. So we just use our standard frame kicks with our trunk, and then we have to hand do all the connecting tubes because the cage is not the same. So
you had to connect from here.
Exactly. The cage is kind of further, it's slightly higher up by 1/2 inch and then further in by like 1.5 inches than what our cab cages typically are. Okay. So we're doing all that by hand, and then we're going to redo the lacing on the back wall to mimic the lacing on our normal cage kits so that it all flows to the load transitions and tie-ins where everything is right now.
This is the Cat Eye.
Yeah, this is a Cat Eye truck. So this is an 03.
Okay.
And
dude, hell yeah, this thing's gonna be sick.
So yeah, this will be sweet, man.
This is gonna make a lot of people really stoked, man.
And this will be also one of those stubby trucks too. So it'll have a super short wheelbase, extended cab, and I think that's kind of
nice.
A lot of people are a big fan of as far as pre-runners go, and they just seem to work a lot better being that shorter wheelbase.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. This brings us to truck number 6.
Right. This is Derek Pena's truck.
Ah, Derek.
Yeah, this is Derek's truck. So this truck right here.
So the Pena brothers have had a truck built with you already, right?
So they have it. They had a truck he just sold that has a lot of my components, but I did not do the build on it. It has my cage and a couple of my parts, but I didn't do the build on it. It was done by Griffin Fabworks in Michigan. And then he bought the truck to hold him over while we were doing this build. This truck right here is the one that I have the sentimental value with. This used to be my truck.
Oh.
I bought this truck in high school.
This is the high school truck.
Yeah,
Your high school truck.
I bought this truck in high school. Quick thing about me, I didn't technically finish high school.
Okay.
I basically was like, I'm gonna build race cars. I'm gonna go get my GD and cool. And so.
And that's okay.
Dude, I don't know what I was thinking, but somehow I pulled it out of my butt. And don't let that be an example.
No, I'm gonna do a highlight reel of Izzy right now, driving his truck, driving the Razor, ripping in the new luxury pre-runner. Let's go. See, guys, don't stay in school. No, just kidding. I'm a high school teacher. Look, for each of you, follow your dreams. This is, the standard path isn't the standard path for anybody, right? Some people say to go to school. Some people say to don't go to school. Do your thing, live your life, and follow your dreams. Look at what this guy did.
Do what makes you happy, man.
Do what makes you happy, man. And look at this thing. Look at what he's built, man. Freaking badass trucks. And here we are, man, on the 6th truck in the shop.
When I got my GED, my parents were like, all right, well, you didn't graduate. We'll still help you get a car. It's cool. So I'm stoked. I'm thinking like, I'm going to go get a 6 Silverado. They gave me like, you know, not that I'm ungrateful. I'm absolutely grateful for it. But I got $2,500, which was, you know, obviously, you know, that's not much for a car. But my dad basically, and dude, my father passed away recently, so this means a lot to me, but he is the reason I feel like I worked so hard. He basically, he was a contractor. He worked so hard, dude. The dude would work like freaking 100 hours a week. Like, but he told me, he's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to drive around a piece of crap? Or do you want to get up early every morning, work for something that you enjoy and you're happy about, and, you know, and use that money for down payment? So I was like, I was like, I'd rather get a job and just figure it out. So I went, got a job. He helped me co-sign on this Silverado. It was like a 1-year-old truck when I got it. I think I got it in 08, 09, and it was like 07. It was a pretty new truck. And dude, it taught me to, you know, just bust my ass and work, and things aren't free. You know, nothing's a handout. And you know,
that's sick, dude. That's freaking epic, bro.
So
that's what's up.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Pops is showing you the way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was always my dream. The whole reason Izzy Fab started, dude, was because of this truck. There was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do on my truck that wasn't available. I wanted a J-arm. I wanted big shocks. I wanted all this stuff that no one really made yet. It all started with developing stuff that I wanted to see. In the very, very early days, I was working with Jason Hurd, used to be tech consulting, and now he's running the Towers race program. Dude is super knowledgeable, super good dude. He's always helped me out tremendously throughout me starting to this point here. So he helped us develop like the first chassis that basically we have now. We did a cage kit, back half kit, J-arm race kit, all that stuff with him. He helped us draw everything to the specs I was looking for. It kind of started from there. We started just developing stuff because that's what I wanted to see.
For your truck.
And then fast forward, it turned into this crazy thing now to where, I mean, I
got people waiting.
Truck.
You got people waiting for parts. You got people stoked, like, I need that. And you're like, dude, you did it with the intentions to drive, you know, because it's what you wanted.
And now
that's
it's
epic,
like,
dude.
There's no chance I'm gonna put this on my truck now.
Right.
But a few years back, after like being in this location for like a year, I started building it. The chassis table was open. I saw the opportunity. I was like, I'm gonna start building it. So I did the whole chassis, the swing set, the cross members, like the drivetrain, the exhaust. Like, I did a bunch of this stuff. Dude, I put in like 22 hours on a weekend. And I was sitting there on like a Sunday night at like 9 o'clock staring at it just burned out, and was like, dude, I'm staring at just a chassis. And I'm like, dude, I have like
so much more to go.
I have like 2 months of every weekend, every day after work doing this. And this is where I'm at. And I just like, this thing hit me and I was like, I just can't do this. I was like, it's going to end up being something where it's just going to take away from the shop, take away from work, and this like
relationships, family, everything,
just, like,
bro.
I realized it's one of those things. So I had to make the tough decision to let it go. And Derek had offered a few times to buy the truck. He's like, man, if you ever want to sell it, let me know. Like, I don't want to like wait on a wait list and you have everything already, just whatever. That Sunday when I realized, I texted him like, hey man.
Wow, so it was a realization like that.
Yeah, and I was like, hey man, I think I might be willing to accept something, like let's talk. So yeah, we ended up just talking and
making it happen.
Came to an agreement, and you know, agreeing that we would finish the truck and everything.
You get to rip it at least a couple times.
I didn't talk about that, but yeah. So this was my truck at one point. I don't know what it is about it, but I need to see it done. I need to see it like roll out of this shop completed. Because it was just my dream, dude, since I was a kid. 18 years old, driving this thing around high school, going to parties and, you know, doing the high school kid thing. I would love to see it done. And
where did you originally envision driving this thing? Like when you were like, I want it to be able to handle this. Glamis.
Yeah, I'm a sand dude. I love the sand, man.
Hey, me too, man. I love Glamis,
I love
dude.
Glamis.
Dude, you know what? Yeah, so that's where you wanted to rip this
Yeah,
thing.
honestly, dude, sand highway. Just like foot to the floor as fast as I can get Sweet Marie's to vendors. Like, just as fast
Eating
as possible.
everything.
Just eating every whoop,
Floating.
every G out. My favorite thing in the truck is just whoops. Like, I love hitting whoops. Not a big fan of like jumping huge and going big and stuff like that. High speed through whoops, dude. Like,
Can we cut to Izzy in the side-by-side real quick? Did you sent the double, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that's so crazy.
Dude, I like.
That's a big ass jump, dude.
Dude, like someone had just up. We like just got there. Someone up, and all my buddies were like, they know I'm an
Just
idiot.
chill,
and they're
bro.
like, dude, no, they were telling me to hit it. They're like, hit it. I'm like, no,
so they
dude,
weren't.
no.
They were
I
the
was like,
bad
no,
influence.
dude. Someone had just crashed on it.
Oh,
and
man.
I was like, no, dude. They're like, dude, you can do it. Like that guy let off. Like just like you can do it.
You can
and
do
I'm
it.
like, no, Hannah will kill me. And Hannah's like, nah, babe, you can do it. And I'm like, oh, there's my excuse. I'm
Hannah,
like, damn
come
it.
on, Hannah.
Next thing I know, I'm like, the whole just sitting there.
Just
Holding it
aired out, bro.
And there was one dude there over the radio. He saw me lining up, and he's like, "If you're the guy about to hit the swing set, 65." So I just held it, watched the speedometer. I had it in four high, and just held it 65 miles an hour off the lip.
Wow.
And just like, yeah.
And there it was.
Dude, it was
butter.
Yeah, it was cool. It kicked the back a little sideways.
Yeah.
I just like turned the wheel and floored it when I landed, and it snapped the car straight. And, like,
With that much air, a lot of things change. You know,
Yeah.
one little tweak, and you're like going off. But dude, you made it, man.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, you're a sand guy. You wanted to rip this thing in Sand Highway. One of my favorite spots in Glamis is the road into Olds going in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the spot I truly enjoy.
all the rollers and big whoops and G outs. That's a fun one.
So, dude,
Same deal, same back half.
same back half.
So
there it is.
we sell everything as a kit. So if anyone is looking for back half kits, whatever, we make it all.
Kit, you say?
Kits.
There it is, dude. Heck yeah. Dude, it's so cool to see you guys grow to this, man. You know, and people so stoked on getting you guys' stuff. And just the fact that, you know, like, you really think about it, like, there's people that are waiting, like, in a good way. Like, I will wait for Izzy stuff.
It's a good feeling, but a stressful one at the same time.
I can imagine, bro.
You know,
I can
it's like,
imagine.
it's, you know, I try
Sunroof?
to please
Sick.
people. Yeah, sunroof. So we're going to keep the glass in it like Cam's truck. So it will still have a sunroof. It won't open, but it will
Gangster.
be in there. So you'll have a fully caged truck with interior, and you'll see a
Gangster.
sunroof and all that.
In order for you to stay this shop, this size, like, it's scary to go bigger.
It is, dude. And
It is because like things slow down, and then what, you got to let people go, and it's a balance of like either hiring more people or back and forth or whatever. I could never imagine it, but hats off to all you dudes that are making your dreams come true and making those big decisions. And now we're on a 7.
I guess we'll do this since it's right here. So this one's just super mild. This is kind of more like, you know, the everyday bread and butter for somebody. This is for our buddy Aiden. We did a Dirt King bolt-on long travel kit. Nothing crazy. We did this a couple weeks ago. Dirt King said this is like the 4th one in existence.
Okay.
No one builds canyons in Colorado's, I guess.
It looks big.
Not far off from a full size, but it's like it's still small, but it's like larger than like it's kind of like a Tacoma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the kind of vibe it kind of gives me.
It's like a GM Tacoma.
Right on.
Even the chassis is built in a very similar way.
So you guys you have a team that does installs.
Yeah, so Dalton is like our main install guy.
Okay.
So he basically does like our installs, our wiring, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? Our prep work. He's basically our shop mechanic, motor swaps, all that stuff.
This is truck number 7.
Yes.
Number 7.
7.
All right. Cool. What's next?
John, we can just do this.
We've done this truck. I love this truck. I always tell Izzy, I wish I could afford to buy it because this thing is epic. My kids would love it. This would rip in Glamis. It does rip in Glamis.
I'll trade for the Frontier.
What's that?
I'll trade you for the Frontier.
Trade for the Frontier.
As is, I'll finish it.
Sold. Sold, my boy. I love this truck, you guys. This truck eats everything.
So this
absolutely
has
rips.
So this is our MIG welded, our budget-friendly MIG welded version of the JM race kit we saw in there. So this is what we came out with to compete with all the other dudes in the industries that make badass kits like LSK, Dirt King, Chris Missoula, all those guys.
This was the competing kit.
This was our competing kit because obviously the 4130 with the billet is a lot more expensive, but we came out with a MIG welded version. Although it is MIG welded, it has still a ton of, you know, performance aspects that a lot of kits don't have, such as a bump off the upper arm.
Okay.
And it runs a 4.0 race series bypass. So, big boy shock package. So you get all the damping that these trucks need, because dude, these things weigh more than a trophy truck. So why would you run a smaller shock than a trophy truck? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So that's always been my theory behind it. And then this kit can be ran as just like a standard shock hoop install, like you would normally see a long trail kit, or it can work with an engine cage as you see here on this kit.
Okay.
So.
Hell yeah, I love this truck. You guys will put a link to the episode of this thing. We did an episode on this thing. We dive into it deep. We'll put it right here. Check it out. Absolutely love this truck. So stoked to see Izzy still ripping it. And man, maybe I should just trade the Frontier for it. Yeah. Just kidding, Morgan. Don't kill me.
So this is a build we just finished for our buddy Cole. So this is a like mid-travel daily driver sleeper build we did for him.
Oh shoot, okay.
So it looks very mild, but it's got a secret little bypass hidden in there.
Oh, okay, shoot.
And so we did it to where everything is hidden. He has his bed cover and
oh, dude, we gotta. No, dude, we gotta do a full episode on this thing.
Okay.
This is cool. So this is truck number. So let me fix this. This is truck number 7, and this is truck number 8. Dude, who did?
No, 8 and 9.
Oh,
that
this
was
is
7.
8. Oh, that was 7. 7, 8, and 9. Dude, this is so cool. So Izzy was just showing me this is like a kind of a sleeper truck.
Yeah.
We'll go through this really quick because we have to come back and do an episode on this.
This
thing.
one will
This
be
is beautiful.
Cool. This one will be super cool.
Check it out. We'll
it has our fuel cell kit in conjunction with the factory tank. So we did a transfer setup,
dude,
so that he has like 50 gallons of plus of fuel. It's like 56 gallons of fuel, I believe he has.
That's the dream, dude.
So he goes to Baja, does like little like excursions in Baja, and wanted just a ton of fuel, but didn't want it wider. He wanted it stock width, all that. So we just came out with, this is our GMT 800 mid-travel kit.
Okay.
So it's stock width, stock pivot points, all that stuff, so that you can essentially not have to do fiberglass, but get as much travel as possible out of it. So it cycles it's about 10 and a half inches of travel. Uses a real like King 2.5 coilover, not an OEM style shock.
So sick.
And then,
oh, dude, I can't wait to dive into this. You guys are gonna love this episode. If you guys want us to do an episode on this thing, please comment below, man. Dang, dude, I'm forgetting how many damn trucks we've done. I'm like boggled.
9.
7, 8, 9. So, this is truck number 10.
So 10.
Let's get it.
So
truck number 10, Izzy.
So Alan's working on this one right now because the battery died, and so fortunately for him, he's working in the parking lot.
Oh, good.
We're just installing some tie rods on this one, our billet tie rod kits.
Okay.
We already did the limit straps for him and a couple other things. We replaced his hubs, just like maintenance stuff.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, nothing big. Just we do everything, you know, full turnkey pre-runners to just maintenance and prep and all that.
Some prep. I like how he's running the Mickey Thompson mud trains.
Yeah, we just put those on.
These are sick. It looks like a mud train. I don't know if that's what it is. It says
I think
Baja
it is.
Blast.
I would assume so. Mickey Thompson are usually like a mud terrain style.
I bet this rips in the sand.
Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. Got the Dirt King 4-wheel drive kit.
Heck
it's all
yeah.
stubby. Little Mama Lona truck.
That's cool. Yeah, right? I like that. This is cool. Very cool truck. Has a tailgate.
Yeah.
Little whip right here, ready to rip in Glamis. Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool ass truck. All right, man.
So
truck number 11.
This belongs to our buddy Gowi. Gowi actually used to intern with me years, like 5-6 years ago, fresh out of fab school. He interned with me for a while. He ended up choosing a different career path, which I don't blame him.
He was like, damn,
he was the smart one out of all of us.
Yeah.
So now he's got a good career and he's able to just buy a nice truck and have us work on it.
Good for him, man.
Good for him, man.
You're like,
He made it. This truck's cool. He bought it. It was a SEMA build from Dirt King. The previous owner drastically neglected it.
Okay.
Very badly. So it came here very hurt.
Like no prep, no nothing?
No, dude. It sat in the heat in Arizona for years. Just got hammered. The paint got hammered. Everything got hammered.
The truck looks sick.
So we went through everything. Completely prepped the whole thing. We re-powder coated a ton of stuff.
Okay.
All new bushings, bearings, uniballs, etc. Rebuilt the leaf pack. Rebuilt a bunch of stuff on it, and then we swapped all the shocks from Foxes over to Kings, because that's just how we do it.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is.
It's got a supercharger, 6.2, this thing rips.
Hell yeah, dude. 6.2 Denali GMC.
Yeah.
This is like a perfect family ripping, like Baja, Alcatillo Wells kind of pre-runner. This is a really badass
4-wheel
truck.
Drive, big tons of power, dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you can't go.
Is this a truck that we're covering?
So this actually is. So this is a mild truck. This guy actually has our J-arm kit in
truck number 12.
It's waiting. I'm sure it's somewhere in his closet or on his bedroom floor or something like that.
On the wall, probably.
Yeah, you know what I mean, or where his girlfriend's supposed to sleep. This is our buddy Jake Winters. So he's been a good friend of ours for a couple years. I've known Jake for probably maybe 6-7 years now. and he's been a loyal customer, loyal friend, and he's always tried to run our stuff. He's waiting to do the full build, but it's in right now for we're fixing his trans cooler because one of the AN lines is leaking, and we are installing our radiator fan shroud kit, which is another item we've never put on the website that we make.
Radiator fan shroud
kit. We make
an
upgraded fan shroud kit that runs the high volume, high performance SPAL fans. So it runs 2 big SPAL fans, and it's a low profile shroud. So when you do an engine cage, it gives you a little bit more clearance and room up there. Plus it has a little bit more CFM over the factory stuff. So I have it on my truck, it works really well. And what's cool about them is like you can take that fan shroud and can join it with like a Mishimoto aluminum radiator, and you can basically make your own like CBR aluminum radiator type deal, like what you get from CBR. I think they're, you know, not to knock them, they're a great product. But I think they're like $2,600. Well, so they're Mishimoto radiator for $700, and the fan shroud kit for another $650, and for half the price, you essentially have the same thing.
It's because we're pre-runner guys. We are pre-runner guys. And sometimes you gotta make stuff work, and that sounds beautiful.
All on a budget, man. It's a nice just LTZ 6.2 liter.
So you guys don't have anything on the front of this thing?
No, not yet.
It just is what it is.
It's just like a stock daily type deal. You know, my old employee built that bumper.
Bro runner.
Yeah.
Is this what the kids call bro runner?
I think so.
Bro runner.
I don't know, I'm not up to date with the lingo.
You know what, neither am I, dude.
Trucks.
Sick. All right,
cool.
Truck number, no, just kidding. So what is lucky number 13?
This would be
La Mamalona.
So this bad boy right here, it's a little different than what we normally have here, but the performance stuff was done by my buddy Aldo's Performance. And then the owner brought it to me about a year ago. Someone had done a 4-link and there were some issues on it. And so we repaired some stuff. Basically told him like, dude, it needs to get redone, like completely. And at the time it wasn't in the budget, so he's like, I'll just run it. So we just repaired stuff we did. A couple weeks ago at the drag strip, he had a failure. He did 3 hits, and then he was about to do a 4th one, and the rear end was all out of whack. And Aldo was like, hey man, hold up. Looks underneath, the brackets are just peeling off the frame.
From all the torque.
So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line.
I mean, dude, this thing's got to be making 1,000 horsepower. You know, like it's a fast truck. So it has like a drop down kit with a coilover up front.
Okay.
It's got a 15-inch wheel conversion, disc brakes.
Okay. Big old tire in the back of this thing.
Big old Mickey Thompson.
What motor's in this thing? Well, here it is, 6.2.
So it technically, I think it's a 427 with a big Whipple on it. Okay. So and then it runs on ethanol.
Whoa.
It
runs on ethanol.
It's a fast truck.
Hell yeah, dude.
So we're gonna just be doing a drag style 4-link on it.
Okay.
Super easy.
That's cool.
Simple. It's just different, but
you guys are just doing a lot of cool stuff.
This stuff, like compared to like the pre-runner 4-link, dude, this is like eyes closed. Like,
like let's just
in your
do this real quick.
Dude, it's crazy.
And then dudes are stoked.
Yeah, like
because the level that we're used to doing, this is like basic and clean.
I mean, like, dude, he could have gone to any drag shop for this, but he wanted us to do it, and he's local, so.
Well, yeah, dude, let's go. La Mamalona right here, dude. This thing's a beast. 1,000 horsepower. Dude, beast. Let's go. All right, Izzy, this is truck number? Number 14.
So truck 14. So this truck is under the R&D phase right now. So we are developing for you Toyota guys.
Done.
A J-arm race kit with billet race hubs.
Oh my God.
So
SoCal Tundras.
J-arm race kit, billet race hubs.
Damn.
This dude has been super patient, man, and I appreciate these customers because we are so busy, and sometimes I don't meet the deadlines I say, and which I try to do my best. Things happen. But he's been extremely patient with us. I was straight up with him like, dude, I can't do it, and he's like, kind of just drop it off and get to it when you get to it.
Okay.
Type deal. So that was cool. So it's in the R&D phase. Everything's been scanned.
Garrett, GX Spice, I know you have this Tundra. Just saying. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, so. We'll see. Maybe in a year or two.
Trade you for a calendar.
Yeah, for a calendar. There it is. Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's cool, man. I'm stoked. I can't wait to see what you guys come out. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be awesome work. And man, I mean, knowing Izzy's going to do that makes me want to get a Tundra, to be honest with you. This is 15 now.
Yeah, we get 15. So this is pretty famous, I would say. I think a lot of people would recognize this truck. This truck is a beautiful Ranger Luxury Pre-runner built by Rob at RJ Fabrication. Him and his guys built this, I want to say about maybe a year or 2 years ago for Gordon Sutter. He owns a Clutch and Coffee restaurant. I haven't been there yet, but dude, I've been dying to go. I follow them on Instagram. It looks like they have great food and looks like a cool place. This one, we're just doing a new drivetrain on it. He wanted to upgrade from the Turbo 400 to a 4L80, so we're doing that. The supercharger had an issue, so he's getting the supercharger rebuilt. And then the motor is getting gone through just for, I guess,
because it's out, why not?
Exactly. So we're just doing that. So right now we're just in the waiting phase, just waiting for engine shop, everyone to finish up their side of things. And then once it comes back, we'll just put it all back together.
I don't think we ever did an episode on this thing while it was running, but definitely when it's back together, maybe we could
for sure.
Get all you guys together.
The interior is beautiful on it. It's a beautiful
Heck yeah.
truck.
I would peek, but we'll save that for another day. We won't even say.
We won't count this. We won't even count this one.
Izzy doesn't want to count this, but I think we should count this. This is Izzy's. Izzy, tell the people what this is.
The last, I would say, 6 to 8 months, I have been developing a electric go-kart company. So this essentially right here is our mid-level kart. It is 100% electric, runs a 3-phase brushless motor, lithium-ion battery, and this kart right here is capable of about 80 miles an hour. I had it at 83 down the street the other day.
80 miles an hour.
80 miles an hour.
Dude.
And this isn't our fastest model.
Oh my God.
So
this is sick, dude.
This is 100% a true shifter kart chassis. So everything is 100% FIA spec shifter kart legal.
So you can go race this thing.
These are real race carts. So everything is 100% a real shifter kart, just electric.
Wow.
So we basically work with a company that builds chassis for a couple of big manufacturers. So I buy the chassis from them. They're all FI spec, legal chassis already. I don't have to go through the certification or anything. And then we buy the
you buy the chassis ready to go?
I buy the chassis, I buy the components. Like all the kart components, I buy from just suppliers. Any other kart like a lot of kart manufacturers do as it is. Basically took a Suron drivetrain, modified a bunch of stuff to develop it for go-karts. We worked with the company that makes the motors into developing a custom harness. I basically made a harness. They're going to be manufacturing the harnesses for us. So it was just the first one was the only one that took time. Everything else will just be plug and play. The batteries, I'm still kind of working with battery companies to make it more of a proprietary battery for our carts. Maybe a quick release type battery like you would see on like a drill or something, but
nice
for a cart, something like that. So that's kind of still in the phase, but as this cart is kind of our current version. This is kind of how the carts are sold as is right now. So this being our middle level cart, this cart starts at $7,500, which is honestly cheaper than a lot of shifter carts are.
Pretty competitive, this market, dude.
Exactly.
It's pretty gnarly.
So the whole reason this started was because I wanted one, and I called this company, and they were dicks.
Yeah. Hey,
straight up, man. They were jerks, dude. Yeah. So, all right, so let me backtrack. I had a cart I bought on Facebook Marketplace. When we had the baby, had a lot of downtime. I was on
hanging out,
a lot. I'm like, dude, I saw these electric go-karts. I'm like, I'm gonna buy these things. So I buy them. I'm like, I'm gonna refurb them, or put them back together and clean them up, whatnot. And so I called the manufacturer to get parts. They would not sell me parts.
Why?
They thought I stole the thing because they were K1 cars. And
really?
So they were like, what's the serial numbers? Where'd you get it? They wouldn't sell me any parts.
What?
And they're like, we'll sell you a new car though if you want one. And I'm like, well, no, I don't want a new car. I have 2 of these things.
Yeah.
So then I'm on their website. I essentially see a car like this. And I was like, hey, what's that new car you guys are releasing? Like, oh, it's not out yet. It'll be out in a few months. It starts at $25,000. And I was like, what? I was like, $25,000 starting. And I was like, dude, I can build those for way less. Next thing
they were like, dude, you better not.
It wasn't even. It was just
see
like,
what happens?
Dude, I just wanted one.
See what happens when you piss us off? No, just kidding. See what happens when you piss Izzy off? I'm just gonna start my own company. Is there any way that we could someday? I know we were talking about this, but maybe go like a track or something and explore these.
The Apex dudes they're super cool. I talked to the owner. He's willing to open up the track for us and let us come do a test day with all the carts. And him and his son are like world-class professional racers, like real shifter car racers. He's like, dude, we would love to drive them, give you feedback, and like all that. So like, that's really what we want, because I really want these to be a real competitive race cart, not just like a toy. So.
I love it, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Well, that is sick. So here's truck number 16. There is a 17, but we can't show yet. But maybe we'll do an episode on
Secrets.
That. We'll see. All right, man. We're going to actually do a full episode on this thing, but real quick, Izzy, what is this guy?
This is my pride and joy, my 1994 pristine, brand new off the showroom floor Ford Explorer.
There it is. And you're gonna tell us all about this bad girl, huh?
So this is my daddy-daughter adventure rig.
I love it, dude.
I essentially built this for the sole reason that my daughter's car seat doesn't fit in the pre-runner.
Yeah.
So
And here it
basically
is.
got the okay from the wife to build something that we can go out as a family together in and have fun. It's four-wheel drive. The whole thing behind it was I wanted to spend no money building it. So everything was like hookups, favors, and trade deals.
Love it.
Calling in favors from people I've done favors for, trading laser services for parts, like whatever I could do to trade stuff. So everything's using Ryan Cook's suspension, and I basically just traded laser stuff for all of his components.
We're gonna get into this thing. Izzy, is this it? Is that it? Are we done?
I think that's it.
I think one thing we forgot to talk about was what you do over there at the new shop. The extension, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys do over there? You want to kind of plug that?
Essentially, we got to the point where we were spending so much on laser that I was doing my taxes at the end of 22 and realized, holy crap, dude, I could have bought laser.
It made sense.
It makes sense. So
yeah.
We don't fully advertise it, but we do laser services for other people. But for the most part, it's for us. So this is our 3 kilowatt fiber laser. It has dual 5x10 tables. It's on an exchange bed. So as
this is a big table, dude.
Yeah. So it's a full production style machine. So
wow.
Now looking back, it's probably a little bit more machine than we needed, but it's here. It's great.
Go big or go home, Izzy.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's been awesome, dude. We've had great luck with it. It's worked great.
Hell yeah.
It is a overseas machine. It's all I could afford, realistically. Dude, I did research for like 4 months before I bought it. I talked to like 15 suppliers, and the biggest thing was I went and looked at a lot of the local suppliers for lasers and what laser heads they use, what drive systems they use, just X, Y, and Z, what they were using. And I compared them to this manufacturer and all the manufacturers I was looking at, what components they're using. And this manufacturer had all the same components as like the laser, like for instance Cal West uses. A lot of the parts aren't made where the machine's made. Some parts are from Germany, some parts are from Japan, whatever. And so I liked all the components in this. The laser head, everything about it was what I was looking for, and they were willing to work with me on price. And they've been awesome, dude. As far as customer service, they check in with me like once a month, seeing how the machine is, all that. If there's ever an issue, dude, they like are more than willing to help us. So I can't complain, dude. It's been great.
Lots of stuff going on at Izzy Fab. Lots of expansion. Hell yeah.
The biggest thing is just through the R&D, not having to wait on stuff, and we want to R&D something. Let
me try this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me try this.
That is the biggest thing. It's expedited the R&D phase of things drastically, for sure.
That's phenomenal, dude.
So if anyone needs laser, let us know.
And what?
If anyone needs laser, let us know.
Yeah, let's go, dude. All right, guys, that brings this episode to a close. Thank you, guys. Izzy and his whole team have definitely been up to a lot, man. Lots of great trucks in here, lots of great builds that we're going to do full episodes on as soon as they're ready to go. And dude, just congratulations, bro. Just on all your accomplishments, everything Izzy Fab's been doing, for the off-road community, and going out there finding these new solutions that are like, saving little ways here and there, finding new ways and tricks, and so hope you guys enjoyed that. And can't wait to see some of these projects rolling out.
Thank you, bro.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you, man.
We'll see you guys next time. If you guys like this video, you guys have any questions for Izzy, hit him in the comments. Maybe somebody from his shop or us will maybe try to reply as quickly as we can. And you guys can hit up Izzy Fab. Definitely busy dude, so no around. Bleep that F word, editor. And that's it, guys. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Later. Shit.